How you doing, friend? It's gonna respond to your comment. I'm doing it this way because I'm practicing my craft. It's much more interesting than going back and forth, write a bunch of words. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna write back and forth. I'm gonna get at it. If what I try to pull you up on don't work, it's fine because everybody ain't ready to know more than what they currently know. So let me get right at it. I gave an anecdotal story, some anecdotal information. Four nieces, two of which are married. One of them's on her second marriage. It's an anecdote. It's not a statistic. It's not like a blanket statement across the board. But it's relevant here because if you're looking for a job and you're getting turned down, you're not finding one, and then you come back and say there are no jobs, and then I tell you, well, Fred got a job, Phil got a job, Anthony got a job, that would pretty much kill the idea that there are no jobs. That's the point of an anecdotal story. Okay? I also gave another anecdotal story. By the way, all this stuff is true. I gave another anecdotal story about a young man who killed himself uh, on the porch where one of my in-laws lived. He pretty much just used this dude. He came from a good family. He was a good guy, right? Came from a good family. Uh, he was a decent, hard-working man. Made good money. She used him for as long as she was used him until she got bored, and then she dropped him. Meantime, this guy's in love, and he couldn't understand why he they went from everything being just fine to her being cold and wanting to have nothing else to do with him. He couldn't handle it, man. He killed himself on her fault. Moral of the story is, my friend, is that if you've got somebody in your background that loved you and wanted to be with you, and they just didn't do it for you, they just weren't interested in them, you you can't come back later in life and complain that you can't find somebody to be with you. God sent you somebody, you dismissed it. Period. End of the story. That's the moral of the story, my friend. That's what it's about. I'm 52 years old. I have three children. Two of them are grown. My two sons, they're both black. My daughter's biracial. Been married a few times. Okay? I am profoundly qualified to speak on the subject. If you're not on my wavelength, you're wasting time commenting. You went and researched and got some numbers. The research I have, dude, or lady, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that. If your research is not where I'm at, you can't even be in the room, be in the conversation. You don't have enough data. Looking up some numbers and not knowing what they really mean, what's behind those numbers. Yeah, those numbers may be right. I don't know. I didn't check it. I'm not rubber stamping your number. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. If they are right, okay, now what does that mean? Why is that? You don't have a clue why that is. Now, there are two sides to this equation, black men, black women. If your focus is going to be only on black men because you're looking for a scapegoat, then fine. You'll have lots of information to give to make everything his fault. But if you're looking for a solution, you have got to look at both sides of the equation. And this is an individual story. If you're a black woman, you want a black husband, you cannot solve the problem of black men marrying black women. You can only solve your own life. If you're trying to solve it around the world, you're playing God. You focus on what's at issue for you, what's happening in your life. And if you're going to look at your situation and you're going to come up with a solution, you are undoubtedly, if you intend to solve it, you're undoubtedly going to have to focus on yourself. You're going to take a look at yourself. Stop looking at him and finding out what's wrong with him, and look at what's going on with me. Because there's a common thread in every relationship that you've ever been in, and that common thread is you. You're the thing that's consistent. The guys keep changing, but you're the same person every time. So if you're not taking half of the blame for why it's not working out, then you're not looking for a solution.